Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? I hope you'll be fine. Think New Syllabus Mathematics Book 1, and today we are going to do question number 9 and onwards of exercise 12C. We have already completed till question number 8 of this particular exercise. So if you haven't watched the video until then, you can check out the description box. There you'll find the link of it. Acha, in this question, it says Raju cut out the various shapes shown in figure A. As you can see over here, this is figure A, from an A4 sized colored paper to make a 2D representation of the Eiffel Tower. You can see in figure B, there is an Eiffel Tower in your book on page number 331. When pieced together. Now they have provided you with certain shapes like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, and P are all parallel to one another. So we can mark these lines. This is AB, right? Then comes CD, then comes EF, then comes GH. All of these lines are straight and parallel to each other. All these lines are parallel to each other. But of course, they have different lengths. So if we talk about this one, so KL and NP are different, two different lines. Now they are saying arc LMN is a semicircle. Arc LMN, here it is. Okay, so in this one, what do we have to do? We have to find out the area of a semicircle, half of the circle, which is half multiplied by pi r square. If an A4 sized paper has dimensions 210 millimeters by 297 millimeters, as you can see, find the percentage of paper he used to make this representation. For this, what we have to do, we have to find out the area of all these shapes. So if we look at shape 1, we have a 3 centimeter by 15 centimeter triangle. First, we are going to find out the area of this triangle. Okay. So the area of triangle is half multiplied by base multiplied by height. It's very simple. You will take the base as 3. Now you people have learned how do we have to identify the base and the height. So we will multiply 3 by 15, we will get 45. And when we will divide 45 by 2, the answer is 22.5. So the area of this triangle would be 22.5 centimeter square. Let us write it over here. Then comes the second shape. You can see that there are two trapeziums. One is ABGH. So first we are going to find out the area of trapezium. ABGH. But we don't need the area of the whole trapezium since there is encircled another trapezium which is inside of it and it's not shaded. It's not part of the drawing. So we have to omit it. And how can we omit it? We will then find the area of the trapezium CDEF. And after that, we are going to subtract it from the area of the trapezium ABGH because ABGH, the area of ABGH includes the area of CDEF, but we have to remove it from the area of the whole trapezium outside. So for that, we are going to subtract it. So first, we are going to find out the area of ABGH, which is half of P1, P2. Multiply by height. So what is the P1? We will take 6.6 P1, P2 as 3, which is of the same length as the previous triangle, upon 2, multiply by height. Height is given as 6 centimeters. This is the height, okay? So we can cut it with this one. Now we will add 6.6 with 3. We will get 9.3 multiplied by 3 equals to 27.9. So the area of this trapezium outside as a whole is 27.9 centimeters square. Now we have to find out the area of the trapezium inside. So we'll do the same. But this time the trapezium is CDEF. So P1 here is 3, P2 is 1.5 upon 2, and the height is given as 3.6 centimeters. So first we will add 4.5, 3 and 1.5, we will get 4.5. Then we will divide it by 2. We will get 2.25 and then we will multiply it by 3.6. So the final answer is 8.1. It means the area of this trapezium is 8.1 centimeters square. Okay. So what are we going to do next? Area of shaded part would be the difference of these two, that is 27.9 minus 8.1, which is 19.8. So here's the area of the second figure, second part, you see, that is 19.8 centimeters square. Okay. Next, we have again a trapezium and a circle inside of it. So first we are going to find out the area of the trapezium, which is IJKP. IJKP. So we have to do the same. P1 is 13.5 because we are finding the area of this whole trapezium. And now what we are going to do after that, after finding the area of this figure, we will subtract the area of the semicircle LMN. So we will get the area of the shaded part, simple. So 13.5 plus 6.6 upon 2. And the height is given as 6 centimeters. So we'll multiply it by 6. We will cut these two. Then we will add 13.5 and 6.6, which is 20.1. And then we will multiply it by 3. So the answer is 60.3. So this is the area of the trapezium. But we have to subtract the area of the semicircle as well from here. So we will find the area of semicircle. We'll use the formula of it, that is pi r square upon 2. Okay. Or you can write it as half multiplied by 22 upon 7 multiplied by r. Now, what would be r over here? So since we are provided with the length of L to M as 9.6 centimeters and it's the diameter, since it's a semicircle, so the length of L to N, which is 9.6 centimeters, is the diameter. So half of it would be the radius. So how can we find the radius? By simply dividing 9.6 by 2. This would be the radius, and since we have a square over it, so we'll put a small square over here. Okay. Now we will simplify it. 2 ones are 2, 2 11s are. So we have 11 upon 7 multiply by, first we are going to find the half of 9.6, that is 4.8. Okay. Then we will find the area of 4.8. So 4.8 multiplied by 4.8 is equals to 23.04. Now we will multiply 23.04 with 11. It's 253.44. And then we will divide it by 7. So the answer is 36.2. It means the area of the semicircle would be 36.2 centimeter square. Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to subtract it from the area of the trapezium to find out the area of shaded part. So it could be like 60.3 minus 36.2, which is 24.1 centimeters squares. So we have found the area of all three parts of this figure. Right? So what's next? What do we have to do next? Let us reread the question. Question was, Raju cut out the various shapes And then if an A4 sized paper has dimensions 210 millimeters by 297 millimeter, okay, they have provided us the dimensions of the A4 sized paper on which he has drawn this picture of 210 millimeters by 297 millimeters. We have to find out the percentage of paper he used to make this representation. So for this, first we have to find out the total area. What is the total area? The sum of all three areas, 22.5 plus 19.8 plus 24.1. So we will add these three. 22.5 plus 19.8 equals to 42.3 plus 24.1 is 66.4. This is the total area, but this area is in centimeter squares. Okay, and we have to convert it to millimeters. So we know 1 centimeters is equals to 10 millimeters. So 1 centimeter square is equals to 100 millimeters square. So the area in millimeter square would be 66.4 multiplied by 100. That is 6,640 millimeters square. Why are we doing that? Because we are provided with the dimensions of the paper in millimeters. Now we will find the area of the A4 size paper. Because we have to express this 6640 as a percentage of the area of the paper. So it would be, since the paper is rectangular in shape, so it would be 210 multiplied by 297. And when we will multiply both, we will get 62370 millimeters square. And now we have to find out the percentage. Find the percentage of paper he used to make his representation. So we will write percentage of paper used for drawing. It would be simple. How do we find the percentage? By putting the value of the number that we have to find the percentage of the total in the denominator, and then we multiply it simply by 100%. So 6640 divided by 62370 multiplied by 100 is equals to 10.6%. It means around 11% paper has been used. Only 11% or even less than 11% is used to make the whole drawing. And it also means that almost 90% of the paper is still blank. Now let's move to question number 10. Again, it's a very interesting question. It says in the figure, two identical circles with centers at A. As you can see, with centers at A and B. The centers of these two circles are A and B respectively. That is, the center of circle A is A and the center of the second circle is B. They have an area of 0.785 centimeters squares each. Now we are provided with the area of both of these circles. Then they're saying if A is directly above D, find the area of the shaded region. We have to find out the area of the shaded region. How can we find the area of the shaded region? If the two circles have an area of 0.785 centimeters square, so from here we can find the radius. Okay, let us find the radius first. You will write, given that area of each circle equals to 0.785 centimeters squares. Now in these situations, you have to use the linear equations. The area of a circle is equals to pi r square, right? So we can write it as pi r square is equals to A. Why? Because we have to find out the r, so we will make r as the subject. And then in place of A, we are going to substitute 0.785. Here we have r square, so we will divide the value of pi, that is 3.14 with 7.85. First, we are going to divide 0.785 with 3.14. And we will get, or you can take 3.147. So you will get 0.25 after rounding it up. And then we will find the radius because it's r square. So we will take the square root on both sides. And when we will take the square root on both sides, the square root of 0.25 would be 0.5, right? And the unit for this would be centimeters. So here's how we can find the radius of a given area of a circle. Okay, after finding the radius, now what we have to do? We have been provided with this circle. And since you can see, students, these two are the centers. And here we have this line DC is parallel to AB. AB are the two radii. Both of the radii are equal in length. It means the length of DC would also be would be equals to the diameter of this circle, of any of the two circles, or you can say they are equal to the two radii. Since we have to find out the area of this triangle, shaded triangle, so after finding the radius, we know that DC is parallel to AB. So DC is also 0.5 plus 0.5, that is 0.5 multiplied by 2, because the diameter is the double of the radius, and this is also the radius. BC is also a radius, so it would be 0.5. So we have to find out the area of the triangle, that is the shaded area. For this, we are going to take half into base into height. The base would be 0.5 into 2, which is the diameter, and the height would be BC, that is 0.5. So you can say that DC is the base and BC is the height. So we will multiply 0.5 with 2, we will get 1. And then when we will multiply 1 with 0.5, we will get again 0.5. And so 0.5 divided by 2 equals to 0.25. So it would be 0.25 centimeters square would be your answer. That's all. So basically you have to do these type of questions technically using all the concepts that you have learned so far. Then the next question says a boat tethered by a rope, means tied by a rope or chain so as to restrict its movement. It says by a rope 1.5 meters long. So they are telling us the length of the rope is 1.5 meters long, is able to eat a square meter of grass in 14 minutes. And they are telling us that how much time does it take to eat a grass of square meters in 14 minutes. Then they're saying that find the time it needs to eat all the grass within its reach. How can we solve this question? For this, let us suppose that this goat is tied with this pole, okay? And the length of this rope is 1.5 meters. So what would be the square area that she can roam in? Would be 1.5 from all the sides of this pole, right? So we can say that it would be like 3 centimeters in each direction. How? From here it would be 1.5, from here it would be 1.5, from here it would be 1.5, from here it would be 1.5. That is, in all the directions it would be 1.5 the same, right? So when she will roam around this, it will be in a circle of 1.5 centimeters, right? So we can say that the dimensions of this square would be 3 meters by 3 meters, right? Because 1.5 here and 1.5 here. Similarly, 1.5 up, 1.5 down. So it makes a total of 3 meters length and 3 meters breadth. Now, they're saying that this goat is able to eat a square meter of grass. Square meter means meter square. Meter square means 1 by 1. 1 into 1. So if we distribute it into 3 parts each, they're saying that this goat takes 14 minutes to eat um a square meter of grass, right? So it will take how much time to eat all the grass of this? So we will have 3 square meters in a length and similarly 3 square meters in the breadth as well. You see? So if 1 meter square takes 14 minutes, so how much time would it take to eat the entire part? It would take, wait, students, we talked about that it will roam in a circle, not in a square. So we have to, and this would be 1.5 meters from the center of the pole, right? If this is the pole, and since it is 1.5 centimeters, so wherever it will roam on this circumference. So we have to find out the area of this circumference, right? So it would be area of a circle equals to pi r square, that is 22 upon 7 multiplied by 1.5 square. So the square of 1.5 equals to 2.25. Then we will multiply it by 22 and then we will divide it by 7. So the answer would be 7.07, right? This would be the area of the whole grass that she can graze in, right? So if she takes 14 minutes to graze 1 square meter, so we will write it. Given that the goat is able to eat 1 meter square of grass in 14 minutes. So how much grass is in her range? That's 7.07 centimeter square. Sorry, meter square. It's not centimeter. So time taken to eat all the grass in 7.07 meter square would be simple. 7.07 multiplied by 40. That's all. And when we will multiply 7.07 with 40, the answer would be 98.9. That is around 99 minutes, right? If it's taking 14 minutes to complete the grass of 1 meter square, then it will take 99 minutes, around 1.5 hours, even more than 1.5 hours to graze all the grass in her range. That's all. Then we have the next question, question number 12 of the last question of this exercise, which is the figure shows 4 identical circles inside a square of side 28 centimeters. And we have to find out the perimeter and area of the shaded region only. You see, there are 4 circles. Around each circle, we have some part unshaded. And then inside of the 4 circles, we have some part that is shaded. And we have to find out the area of only this part. So how can we find it out? For this, we are provided with the length or the dimension of this circle. It is 28 by 28 centimeters. So how can we find the area of this? So let us draw a line from the center over here and here. So if we look over here, students, we will find that since 28 centimeters include 2 circles, right? So this would be the diameter, right? And this would be the diameter as well. So both the diameters would be 14 centimeters each. And so their radii would be 7, 7, 7, 7. So if we talk about this part only, out of the 4 shaded parts, if we talk about only one shaded part, how much radii would it has? Okay, let's try to make this question easier. Let us first find out the area of 4 circles. Okay, for this, let us find out the area of one circle, that is pi r square, because we have already figured the radius of each of the circles, that is 7. So it would be 22 upon 7 multiplied by 7 square. So 7 to 7 and 22 multiplied by 7 is equals to 154. So the area of each of the circle would be 154 centimeter square. Okay. So area of 4 circles would be 154 multiplied by 4. That is 616 centimeters square. So this part is to be omitted directly from the area of the whole square. Now let us find out the area of the square. What is the area of the square? Since the square is 28 by 28, so we'll multiply these two. And the area of the square as a whole would be 784. So area of the remaining part would be the difference of the two. Simple. We'll subtract 616 with 784. And then we will get 168. It means all the remaining part outside of the circle and inside of the square is equals to 168 centimeter square. Now out of this part, some of the part is shaded and some other are unshaded. But if we look at the figures that are remaining are all similar. You see, all of these shapes are similar. So we can see that the outer part is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16 sort of triangles. So we can divide 168 with 6. Okay. This is how we can easily find it out. We will divide 168 by 16 since there are 16 triangles, and out of these 16 only 4 are shaded, so we will multiply it by 4. That's all we have to do. Okay, so ultimately what do we have to do? We have to divide 168 by 4 and the answer would be 42. It means the shaded part equals to 42 centimeters square. And then we have to find out its perimeter as well. So we are going to do the same. Like we are going to find out the perimeter of the circles. Let us first find out the perimeter of the square. So the perimeter of a square would be simple. 28 multiplied by 4, which is 112. It means the perimeter of the whole circle is 112 centimeter square. But actually we don't need it. What do we need? Let us figure it out. If we talk about the shaded parts, we will find that these shaded parts are the quarter of a semicircle, right? Perimeter means the sum of all the outer sides only, okay? And if we look at these 4 parts, each of the part is it's a quarter circle, right? It means we have to find out the perimeter of a quarter circle. And there are 4 quarter circles that are included in it. So basically we have to find out the perimeter of a whole circle. That's all students we have to do to find out the perimeter. So how can we find it out? Let us find out the perimeter of quarter circle by applying the formula. It's 2 pi r upon 4. So perimeter of 4 quarters would be multiply by 4. 2 pi r upon 4 multiply by 4. So this 4 will cut this 4 and we are left with 2 multiply by 22 upon 7 multiply by 7. 7 will cut the 7 and 2 into 22 multiply is equals to 44 centimeters. So this would be the perimeter. How easy it is. Basically, you have to figure out that what we have to do. Okay. So what we did, first we figured out that all the shaded parts include the quarter circumference. So we added all these circumferences and it gave us a complete circle. So we found the perimeter of the whole circle and there you go. Now, students, we have completed all 12 questions until now. Inshallah, in the next video, we are going to start with a new exercise. Until then, take care. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends as much as you can. Take care. Allah Hafiz.